Hi dear students, today we have a new grammar lesson, if conditional type 2. First of all, let's know the usage of second conditional if. First, we use second conditional if to talk about things that are not true now and are not very likely to happen in the future. For example, if I won the prize, I would travel around the world. This means that I didn't win the prize, so I can't travel around the world. So this action can't happen. Second, to talk about imaginary situations or things that are completely impossible. For example, if people had wings, they would fly. People don't have wings, and it's not possible that this action may happen in the future, so we call it imaginary situation. Third, to give advice using if I were you in the if clause. For example, if I were you, I would go to the doctor. I just imagine myself in someone's place and give him an advice. Now, let's know the form of the second conditional if. To form second type conditional sentences, we use if plus verb in the past simple in the if clause and would or could plus verb in the infinitive form in the main clause. Like, if I had money, had here is a verb in the past simple. I would travel around the world. This is the main clause and we used would plus verb infinitive. Let's have some more examples. First, if she had a lot of money, she would buy an expensive car. We followed if by a verb in the past simple in the if clause, and in the main clause we used would plus verb infinitive. What does this example mean? It means that she isn't rich and she doesn't have a lot of money. So we are talking about something which is not true now, and there is no chance for this action to happen in the future, to become rich and to buy an expensive car. In example number 2, if I were you, I would study hard. As we said before, that we use the form of if I were you to advise someone. You imagine yourself in the situation of the other person and you just advise him. Take care of this note. In the if clause, we can use were instead of was after I, he, she, and it. We all know that these pronouns take was, not were, in the past, but it's better in second conditional if to use were after them. If I say was, it will be right also. But just because these actions are not true and we just imagine them, so it's better to use were instead of was. Like, if I was or were rich, I would buy that house. Both verbs are right with I, but because this action is not true and it's not real, we just imagine it. It's better to say, if I were rich, I would buy that house. Also, if he were a doctor, he would help you. We said here, if he were, because he's not a doctor and there is no chance for him to become a doctor. So we just imagine this. That's why we prefer to use were instead of was after the singular pronouns I, he, she, and it in second conditional if. Now, let's answer some exercises to check your understanding. Exercise number 1, correct the verbs between brackets. Here, you must read the whole sentence first. And if he wants you to correct the verb that comes in the if clause, it means that you must bring the verb in the past simple. But if he needs you to correct the verb in the main clause, it means that you have to change it into would plus verb infinitive. Number 1, if she space go to China, she would see the Great Wall. Here, he wants you to correct the verb that comes in the if clause. And as we knew that in the if clause, the verb must be in the past simple. So the answer will be went. Number 2, if I were the president, I space reduce the taxes. Here, he wants you to correct the verb in the main clause, reduce, and we said that we use would plus verb infinitive in the main clause, so the answer will be would reduce. 3, she space me if she had the chance. Here we have if. In the middle, we didn't start the sentence with it. No problem. We will start it by the main clause. And here we have visit. So the answer will be would visit. Number 4, you would pass the exam if you study hard. He wants you to correct study in the if clause, and we said that if is followed by a verb in the past simple, so the answer will be studied. Exercise number 2, join the sentences using if. Here, you must read the two sentences very well. Be careful which action will come after if, and it will be the if clause, and which action will be the main clause, which is the result. Remember that in the if clause, the action will come in the past simple, and in the main clause, we are going to change the verb into would plus verb infinitive. You must also take care of the meaning, as sometimes we will need to change some actions from negative into affirmative and vice versa. Number 1, he can't buy the laptop. He doesn't have enough money. Here, the if clause will be he doesn't have enough money, and the main clause or the result will be he can't buy the laptop. This is the result of the first action. So when we join with if, we need first to change the actions from negative into affirmative, because this action can't happen in the future and isn't likely to happen in the future. So we are going to start by if he had enough money, because the action must be in the past, and the main clause will be he would buy the laptop. Number 2, she doesn't take care, she has an accident. So she must take care first in order not to have an accident. So the if clause will be the first sentence, and the main clause will be she has an accident. But here we need also to switch the verbs from negative into affirmative in the if clause and bring the verb in the past simple. So it will be if she took care. The main clause is affirmative, she has an accident, so we need to change it into negative. So it will be she wouldn't have an accident. Number 3, you should revise before the exams. Here it seems to be an advice, so I'm going to use if I were you. So it will be if I were you, I would revise before the exams. Number 4, Dad doesn't come early, he doesn't attend the concert. Here, the first action that must come after if is that Dad doesn't come early. And we need to switch it into affirmative. So the verb will be if Dad came early, the result or the main clause, he would attend the concert.